back to Open Your Eyes. We are moving into our first conversation this morning, and as we mentioned, it's all about World Blood Donor Day. If you didn't know, we're set to celebrate World Blood Donor Day on June 14th. That's this Saturday. And the theme this year is Give Blood, Give Hope. Together, we save lives. We're joined this morning by Doreen Madril. She is the collecting unit supervisor. Also with her is Adrian Martinez, a technical supervisor. And no stranger to you guys, I think he is probably the most donated blood donor. He's literally set to celebrate 30 years of donating blood here in Belize. Ronald Stewart, the president of the Volunteer Blood Donation Association. Guys, thanks so much for joining us and welcome.
Thank you and good morning.
Good morning. Thank
you.
Good morning.
You know, every time we have this segment every year, I always wonder who's going to volunteer to be pricked. No one will be pricked this morning, but we do know that it's important for us to have this conversation. We always associate this day with saving lives. One way or another, the theme kind of ties to that message.
Yep.
The importance of donating blood. You might not need it today, but at some point you will, because we all need blood.
Certainly.
Let's speak about the importance of recognizing this day annually.
Well, one of the things that it's to bring awareness to the public at large, and I think it's important for everyone, whether you can be a donor or you could, and everybody could be a recruiter, because some persons will not be able to be donors. It's to recognize that there's no substitute for blood, and blood is what helps us sustain life. And so when we give blood, it is to help those who need to. And as long as there is life and circumstances, there'll be need for blood. And so we encourage persons, particularly younger persons. I look at it, if I had started when I could at age 18, I would have been probably almost twice as much as I could during the course. So it's to encourage, to make the public aware that it is important for us to consider being involved in some way or other, if not as a recruiter, then as a recruiter and a donor, if you can.
Can you explain briefly what the blood bank does and why is this important to our healthcare system?
Our number one, our main goal is to provide a safe and adequate blood supply and its component for the citizens of this country. We encourage all donors to come in and donate blood because it is really important for a loved one, a sick one, because remember, blood donors are healthy people. The blood donors help the sick, you know? So at this point, we're encouraging all donors to come in and donate blood. And tomorrow, the 13th, we all know World Blood Donor Day is June the 14th, but Blood Bank is celebrating it tomorrow, the 13th. Yes.
So
blood.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Blood is life-saving.
Yeah.
And that none of your request is denied. Remember, no request is denied, because if we have a road traffic accident, we have gunshot, we have stab wound, doctor would order 5 units of blood, 7 units for that person. Remember, your request has never been denied. You get that amount of units of blood, but remember, we need it back. We need it back. So we're just encouraging you now to replace back the blood, because your request has never been denied. Remember that. You received the blood, but how much relative come back and replace one for us?
Yeah.
Nobody.
That's my next question, Ms. Doreen. The collaboration with the blood bank and these health facilities, who actually gets to receive blood from the blood bank?
Everybody who is needed. Everybody.
So it comes directly from
state concerning the private sector.
Yes, the blood bank is a government and facility, and we have a network of other hospital-based blood banks. So in our case, what we do, we collect blood and then we distribute blood to all private facilities and that is in hospitals and government. So our main objective is to, as any bank, we need blood in order to survive because it have a shelf life. So our volunteers are the main fundament of our blood supply, meaning like if you come and give blood voluntary to the blood bank, that blood is for our reserve for any type of emergency. We just had an emergency with the pilot, so the blood bank was already available with blood, and then we supplied them. So that's the way how we work.
What's the shelf life of blood?
30 days
Okay.
for blood or packed cells, 35 days.
35 days.
And how is it stored?
We have a mechanism that we collect blood in a special designated blood bags that have an additive that can have the shelf life for 35 days. And then we harvest the blood, and then we make them into components of fresh frozen plasma. And then at the same, we harvest platelets, which is a shelf life of 5 days. So probably in the hospital, you might be in requested platelets, and then you need to have a blood donor to working, and then so that we could harvest the blood, and then we could have fresh blood, and then we could separate into the component, which is the platelets. Unfortunately, it's only 5 days, the shelf life. We cannot extend the blood, so that is our main challenge.
So what?
But every day we have a new expiration date. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Yes, we have every day there is a expiration date every day.
Is there a specific blood type that's in high demand, or is it just dependent on?
Well, the largest,
No,
the
you're
largest
asking
portion of the
I guess you're
population-
talking about the type that people are asking for,
That you
and
will-
probably we don't have that amount at that time. Negatives.
Negatives.
Negatives are one of the groups that are the smallest. They generally across the world, including Belize, the O positive is the largest donor group, which is about 60%.
Is there a reason why that's the case? I think that's an interesting.
I guess
fact.
it's has to do with the fact that it has become the largest group overall. Like for example, the negatives are generally associated with persons who come from a Caucasian background. But there are people that looks like me
With negative.
with negative, and so it's important for us to understand that there are 4 groups and 2 types. So each
Go ahead.
there's a negative and positive for each of the 4. So totally there are 8 different types of blood, if you will.
Yeah.
And
That's why we are encouraging, everybody to donate. a
Despite
unit of blood,
the type of
despite
blood
the
you have.
type you have.
Yeah.
Come in and donate. We're encouraging today. I'm encouraging all donors to come in and donate, especially the voluntary donors. I want to see you guys there today. No, not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Come on out. Voluntary donors.
You know,
Teenagers, once you're 18 and over, come out and donate voluntarily to the bank. We are really in need of blood.
and that's where I also wanted to take the conversation, Mr. Reen, because we oftentimes speak about the need for donors and volunteers. There's a couple times that you've heard people say, you can't get blood because it's not available or something like that. I'm not certain how true that is, but do you find times where there's a desperate need for donations, but very few are coming in?
And that's basically for the negatives.
Yeah,
Oh,
the negatives.
okay.
Because most of the time the negatives, they don't come in and donate blood voluntarily, no. They just come in and donate. They're a replacement donor. If you're a negative, you will ask probably a colleague beside you who is a negative to donate and unit of blood for you. But he will not go in on his own.
Have you guys found innovative ways to try to encourage people to be donors or volunteers? I know that you're stationed at the bank there, but how about collaborating with workspaces, stopping by at these workspaces and getting a group of people to donate?
one of the
We
things
do
that
that.
we're hoping to accomplish on Friday when we have the Appreciation Day for donors is to, in a sense, restart since COVID, because COVID had put a challenge on everything in the country. Not that people stopped donating, but in terms of being active. And yes, it is more convenient if we were to go to a particular institution, a company, and make sure that it makes it more convenient for those employees to give. It's a benefit as well that they could have an account for the company, and it could be used as maybe needed by those who contribute or those within the company.
Very good point, yeah.
And so on. So it's really for persons to understand the process and not wait. Because I'll tell you, because of being on shows like these, I get calls on a regular basis. I'm told you're a donor, and so I want, and so I have to explain that I could only give once every 3 months.
Yeah.
So, and what I give is voluntarily to the bank. The bank uses it at as is needed, and so it is for persons. I always say, one of the resources that is available to everyone is your phone contacts. Send a message right within your phone contacts asking for help, whether it is those in your neighborhood, your family, your workspace, whatever have you. And if they can't, then ask if they know someone who is, and of course they would have to meet the criteria in terms of a healthy lifestyle,
Right.
Not have take any medications, all the things that would prevent one from not being able to give at a particular time.
I've seen some cases
go
where
ahead.
people online would say that they are in such desperate need of blood that they would pay for it.
And that is something that we absolutely discourage.
Why does the blood bank not pay for blood?
Because it is a gift. Well, first and foremost, it is life sustaining. And I don't think you should pay, because for example, I started 30 years ago, and it was just because friends who invited me to one of the AGM, and when I heard a family member come to say thanks, and I reflected on it, because I had the card for a number of years and I didn't use it, and so I look at it, I say, tomorrow, which was the following day, I started to give, and I've been giving since then. So
That go ahead.
so it's one of those things that you have to get persons to understand that in times of need, you want to be able to help, because when someone else is in need, or when you might be in need, you want somebody to be helpful. And it is already stressful for persons who may find themselves in that situation where they're being asked to find donors. Yes, as Nurse said, it's not that anyone will be denied, but there's a need to replace
Yes.
what is used.
That payment, I don't believe, because blood bank will not encourage that, because the years that have been there, and number one, they will not be honest, because they're getting paid. They will come and lie right down the line. And remember, we need good blood to give on to somebody.
Oh.
And if you come to lie to just
That's
get
true.
a money,
Yeah.
and it happens, because if I pay you and you unable to donate the blood, you want to fight, because you want one banid for go show if you get the money.
Yeah.
And it happens right there.
Wow. Yeah, that's
They want to beat you up because they couldn't
donate the blood.
donate the blood.
Yeah.
So
You can't
think
collect the
about
money.
it.
So final
They
question.
will not be truthful.
Final question for me, two-part, just because we're talking about the quality of blood donated. Talk a bit finally about testing these blood that you collect to ensure their safety. And second part, perhaps this one is more straightforward. If I took the COVID-19 vaccine, can I donate blood?
Okay, let me answer the second question first. And all medications and vaccines have a deferral time. Vaccination is 2 weeks. After you take the COVID vaccine, then you can donate your blood. To answer what Nurse was saying too, is to add additional is because then the government have the liability to test the blood units, and then we have that responsibility to give you results. And then it's very sensitive procedure and legal issues that we have to go, and we have to assume, because we are testing your blood, and we ask all donors to be honest when they come and give blood. We want all donors to be voluntary, because when you go and donate voluntary, is because then you don't have that social pressure or your relative is pressuring you. So when you donate blood voluntary, then we just discard all those negative possibilities, and then we have all positive conditions that can have us as safe blood. Now, meaning that you lied during procedure, you're having us against the wall because you're telling us that you are living a healthy lifestyle, and then we use the top quality testing. The government is grateful to give us the top quality, the good equipment, and all what we need. So based on that, we do our testing to the high standard. However, we're using machines. So we truly trust you that when you come in, you're honest to us. If you're living a risky lifestyle and you are donating tomorrow, then you're putting that pressure on us because we'll report what we test. However, there can be events that it might not show up. So we ask all donors to at least be truthful in whatever you're saying, because then the government is providing the quality. That is the top world quality. The reagents, the human resources, everything, right? So we will just report what we have. And then it's challenging because then we have to report what your blood is giving us. And then it puts us in a hot spot because then you come in to donate blood, you know that you are not living a healthy lifestyle, and then we have to report you what we test. And then if you come as a voluntary blood donor, you don't have that fear.
Right.
You know that what your blood results will be, that is the honest to your lifestyle.
Excellent.
And then that's the best where we can go.
As we wrap up the conversation, I'll simply ask the requirements that you would need to be able to donate blood.
You need to be 18 and over, healthy.
What do you call healthy?
Healthy lifestyle, number one.
That's ideal, right?
Yes.
Can you
No
be a
risky
smoker, a
lifestyle.
drinker?
You can smoke, you can drink, but you need to be 24 hours free
Okay.
of alcohol and
And smoking.
That's important to
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't take away alcohol in the system.
Can you eat before, after?
After.
You can eat. Some people refuse to eat, but you can and you cannot eat. Just avoid anything that is oily.
For women, can you be on your cycle?
No.
Okay, so you
No.
can't be on your cycle.
No.
How about
Like-
if your cycle is about to approach? Can you donate?
We normally take you a week after your cycle is finished.
So a week after your cycle is finished, can pregnant women donate?
No.
Okay.
They are the one who need blood.
Okay.
Can a man with certain ailments, perhaps
As long
cancer
as you're not
diagnosis,
taking any kind of medication, anything that would be to the contrary. As nurse pointed out, you have to be healthy and have a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that makes it for the ideal donor. You know,
I just think healthy is so relative.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
right.
too.
But the fact is, you don't have any infections.
No cough because you cannot come to the cough, cold,
Yeah.
fever. none of that.
anything that,
You just
would
need to be
prevent you
fine.
from being in the best health
Okay.
condition.
Okay.
And you know, one thing I'd like to add, a friend, I had a conversation with her. He said, you know, one of the things that she has done is to have 5 persons on standby for her to receive a donation if it's needed. And I would like for the persons who are viewing this interview now to consider it as a conversation to be had, whether it's among your colleagues, family, and those in your sphere of influence. Think about it. If you were to need blood tomorrow, where would it come from? Who could you call on to get it, rather than myself? Because I am only one person, and I could only give 4 times for the year. And I've been doing that for quite a while. So it's one of those things that I have this vision. There are some countries in the world. One of the ones that I know is Cayman. They have 100% voluntary donor system, and we could do the same thing in Belize because the population is large enough. Those who give, just the raw numbers without even going through all the details, it's less than 2% of the population that gives blood in Belize to satisfy the need. So just imagine if we were to have more persons to become involved, they would be able to augment the supply, and it's managed so that you don't have wastage, and no one would have to ask.
Yeah.
But for that to happen, more persons have to be
Yeah, I
involved.
think an increase to just 10% from 2 would make a
Certainly.
huge difference. But it's the lack of information and awareness that makes these sort of conversations
And attitude,
important.
because there's some instances when some people would say, well, it's not for me, it's not for anybody I know.
Yeah.
But then the converse applies when you need. They'll say,
Yeah,
where will I get it
true.
from?
Yeah.
That's why we're here today, encouraging everyone to come in and donate voluntarily. You might not need it now, but you might need it down the road. Come in and donate voluntarily, man. I am right there on the no nurse.
And
Yeah.
nurse just makes it such a wonderful experience when they're my donors.
Oh, and I want to say this last piece for to all the voluntary donors. We're having a social for you tomorrow.
Oh,
I
lovely.
called you. I called some of you. I didn't get any answer. You can call my number back. First come, first serve.
What are
We'll
you
have a little
drinking?
bit of surprises there.
Sangria? I don't know. It sounds
We'll have
appropriate.
surprises. Come on out.
Remember, it has to
Give
be
me
healthy.
a call.
Yes. Sangria.
Yeah.
Well, the social will be from 5 to 8.
Okay.
So
Okay.
first come, first serve.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it to all the voluntary donors.
And it's a Friday, so you can really spend some time together and relax.
Yeah.
All right.
This is how we can acknowledge you and appreciate you, just to give you a little something. Come on out, donate blood tomorrow. Donate blood tomorrow. We have gift basket to give away. So
That's special.
All right.
of course, the raffle will be
Watch me
going
and
on.
Paula fight that it don't get in
The
tomorrow
raffle is
morning.
going on tomorrow, starting
All right.
from 8 in the morning until about 2, for collecting all the blood that we can tomorrow. Your name will be in that raffle. We have gift basket to give away. From 5 to 8, we have surprises to give away. Come on out, all voluntary donors. Get in contact with me if you want to be there.
All righty.
All right.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you
joining
all
us.
so much.
Before we take a break, we want to give you a motivational moment. This morning's motivational quote is, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined." Beautiful. We take another quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to be switching the conversation into men's mental health and the importance of fathers and families. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Belize near you and get 19 to 25% off selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Belize.
Belize, Belize, oh, Belize, 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 oh.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
summer, get ready to feel the heat, the beat, and the energy of Belize like never before. It's Summerfest 2025. Live performances from Belize's most talented kids.
Come and enjoy food that sizzles and cold drinks for the kids.
Cultural displays and loads of giveaways. Join us at Memorial Park in Belize City. See you all at 6:30 a.m. on June 20th for Summerfest 2025.
Where summer comes alive!
Electricity powers our lives, but it must be handled safely and correctly. That is why it is not only important, but essential to be a licensed wireman. Being licensed means you are trained, tested, and trusted to do the job according to acceptable industry standards. To become a licensed wireman, the first step is to take the PUC Wireman License Exam, which is the only path to becoming officially recognized to carry out electrical installation and submission of electrical design plans to the PUC. PUC's Wireman License Exam provides evidence that the applicant possesses the necessary knowledge and expertise to be licensed in a specific profession or for a specific scope of work, assures the public that the person passing the exam is qualified to practice within the scope of the license without causing electrical safety concerns to the public. All individuals who have successfully passed the exam are issued a PUC wireman license according to their category. The PUC reminds the public, 1. Only a licensed wireman can submit your electrical design for approval. And 2. Choose a licensed wireman to ensure your electrical project is safe and up to standard.